Right, welcome everyone to the NITK Gaming Valorant tournament. Day 2, we will be continuing the stage matches with the bracket 1, JJKDM versus Dinos and Hente.
Placing swarm grenade.
And yeah, so again, here with me I have daddyshrek helping me cast today. And right into round 1 we go.
Found them.
So yeah, team wise, it looks like both teams have opted for the smoke, Sentinels, KJ coming out, and it looks like an A-shot push. The nade is able to get one, Sage is able to one of that pushed as well, and suddenly the attackers are down 2. It doesn't look like the attackers are super ready for this push. Phoenix is able to get the Sage, and that leaves the site pretty open. The bomb has not pushed in yet.
30 seconds left.
And rotations are coming around from the defending team.
Need healing. Spike planted.
The spike is finally planted.
Last player standing.
The omen does fall, and that is round 1 to the defenders. Second round now, looks like the defenders are opting to go for the Ares and Shield. The attackers are trying for the hookah push now.
Spike dropped. Still in sight.
Verena is able to use
Spike down B.
The rest of the team following him now.
Still in sight.
Rotations down from the defending side. The spike still in hookah, and 2 players are flying. It looks like one of the defenders will be moving back to the A side as well. Human will be able to get the spike down. Verena is already on side. Does go down to the
Spike planted.
And that is a free side for the attackers. Zone will be able to spot one out in U1, but the attackers quite happy with the U1 control that they have. That does not spot anyone. Sage is traded up to U1, and that leaves 2v3.
Bomb grenade out.
But with only
Last
Omen
player standing. Swarm grenade out.
the swarm nades to go. And perhaps that will be enough for the attackers to secure that.
Well timed by the attacking KJ. Good nades, good timing.
The nade setup was able to buy them the amount of time that they needed to avoid the spike defuse. And that is
Placing
1-1.
swarm grenade.
Both the teams now, or the attackers definitely have enough money for a gun round. The defenders, however, a little low.
Placing swarm grenade.
And will be sticking to distance only.
Placing alarm bot.
Arena does spot one up long.
Blocking sight. Swarm grenade out.
The KJ now holding elbow. Attackers will be pushing in from long. KJ is able to get a bit, but the Ares will deter anyone.
Sage
He's able to
killed.
get two. The attackers are able to pick up a trade and take the Reyna down. But the defending KJ now with a gun in hand. The Omen is able to get a pick and the spike is still long.
Out of charges.
Going up.
30 seconds left.
The Omen able to get another opening on the site and
Last player standing.
is taken down.
Careful now.
The defenders in a 2v1 situation
My ults
are able to
ready.
defend the site, and that is the third round for the defenders.
Good two picks by the KJ in the start of the round. I think that helped a lot.
Turn out. Placing swarm grenade. Placing swarm grenade. Placing swarm grenade. Placing alarm bot.
And into round
Spike dropped.
4 we go.
Enemy tag.
Wall raised.
The sword drone is able to attack the sage and the wall does break. The defenders are able to take you for control, or the attackers are able to take you for control. And another pick
One
from
enemy
him.
remaining.
A quick shutdown.
Oh,
That
good
is
work by the Bremen Reyna.
an amazing defense. Quick work of the attackers. U-Haul control was secured, but the plant did not go down, and that is the fourth round to the defenders. 3-1 in favor of Dinos and Hente against JJKDM.
Cover going out.
The Brimsmoke now upshot will be able to cut some of this aggression.
Enemy tag.
KJ turret can very well be used for info. Phoenix now takes the TP. Not sure if that was intentional, but the spike now rotating. An aggressive TP by the Omen up on the side as the spike is able to get the Reyna. And that leaves only a KJ on site and rotations coming in. The KJ now up in elbow.
Swarm grenade out.
The plant will go down.
Spike planted.
The Omen on side does fall, but the rest of the attackers well outside this KJ ult range. However,
Placing swarm grenade.
it looks
Oh.
like with the position of the plant, the defenders
One enemy remaining.
are able to clean up and get the defuse as well.
Good stick by the Vim. And the defenders were, the attackers were
Turn
unaware.
out.
And yeah, even though the Omen did use an aggressive ult, was able to get the pick on site. The KJ ult stopping the attackers from moving in and taking full control of the site.
Cover going out.
Now a one-way smoke in short, but only for TP. Looks like they will try to hit.
You will
They
not
shot
kill
again.
my allies.
The Reyna taken down in showers. Now the push coming up short. However,
Spike down
the
A.
U-Haul control from the
Enemy
brim,
down.
able to pick two and spike on site now with the remaining defenders left in shot, with the remaining attackers left in shots. So was able to take a peek and get a kill. KJ does go down for info, but
Revealing area.
with the health bars as low as they are from the attacker's side, only 2 HP on the KJ, it looks like this round will be conceded as well.
Last player standing.
The Brim, or yeah, the Brim with 3k on the round. Good U-Haul control, and that ensures that the short push does not go through.
Get out of my way.
Now a quick peek from the Reyna is able to get a kill, does get traded out, and again that leaves only the KJ on the side.
Grenade out.
The Jet now able to pick up a gun, still does have 4 lives left. Off the ult,
Enemy marked.
KJ is able to peek out, gets traded quick, and that might be the plan coming through. Good shot out
Player
from Sova,
standing.
and is able to stop the plan. The Brim's able to clean
Not
up,
so tough
and that
after all.
is 6-1 in favor of Dinos and Henting against JJ Gideon. Economy now definitely favoring the defenders. The attackers are able to pick up a few runs, but it looks like this will be their make or break round in terms of the money left.
I don't see too much utility being used by the attacker's side. They aren't taking control of the sites while they're just coming and planting and hoping that things go their way, but it's not really happening at all.
True, with the Sage Wall, with the KG utility, a safe post plant can be ensured. Now, both the KJs moving up long. Reyna is able to get a pick in short, does get traded again.
Turn down.
Not much from the side of long. The Jet is able to spot the KJ moving into elbow. The KJ nades are popped,
Enemy tag.
and the Sova drone is able to spot out the Jet outside. The KJ aggressive is able to get the pick on site, but the Omen now again using his TP aggressively. Only 2 attackers left versus 3 defenders, but the attackers are way too split unless the KJ is able to take the TP now. She does seem stuck, however, but rotations coming through from the side of defenders might mean that there is a little time to slip. A res does come through from the side of defenders, and that makes it a 4v2 with 2 players now moving up into U-Ball.
One enemy remaining.
The KJ is taken down. The Omen and U-Ball is able to pick one, but is not enough for the spike. And the spike does get defused, 7-1 in favor of Dinos and Hinton.
Placing sentry. I got money. Need something? Help. No. Alarm bot out.
some pre-firing up in hookah. The Reyna has been successfully getting picks. Now the attackers trying to hit hookah, but this Brimald might just be what's needed. And that is 2 kills with the Brimald.
Great ult by the Brim.
Not able to get the pick up long. The Jet and the KJ just miss each other.
Enemy remaining.
And the KJ is able to pick 2, and that is a great round from the Tag defenders. Great Brimald, and spots the hookah push immediately.
That was an amazing Brim ult. It completely turned the tide of the round. Even if the attackers had a chance, that Brim ult completely nullified it. Great 2 picks, and they had nowhere to run.
Placing swarm grenade.
That's true. Now in terms of ults, the attackers do have a Phoenix and the Omen ult. The Omen ult
Quick
has
peeks
been
now.
proving useful, definitely.
Alarm bot out.
Let's see if they are able to leverage these 2 ults
Launching smoke.
and crack open a site.
Alarm bot down. Swarm grenade out.
Spike down A.
It looks like the Sova ult will be used. Up short, the spike does go down. The Reyna falls, but is able to get the Phoenix low. The Sova ult will spot out the Phoenix. Now the Jet is in U-Haul. Defenders are aware of it. So was able to swing and get a pick. That leaves a 3v3 scenario. A 4v3 scenario. in
Joke's
favor of the
over.
defenders.
You're dead.
30 seconds left.
Initiated.
Both the KJ ults now do come down. Phoenix is able to get a pick,
Spike down A.
One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
and that leaves only the attacking KJ with the spike left
10 seconds left.
in shards. But it looks like defending KJ will have the angle and is able to get the pick.
It was an alright ult by the attacking KJ, but a good counter ult by the defending KJ.
Turn out.
Not able to defend it, but yeah, it did serve its purpose for some time.
Indeed, having a distraction definitely ensures that the push does not go through, and yes, the spike was left in shards and with no one else to
Placing
come
swarm grenade.
or plant the spike. That is an easy round for the side of defenders. Now an aggressive Shah's push coming here. The Sage does have a good angle. If it goes unchecked,
Train hard.
the angle does go unchecked. The Brim
Spike
up
down
in hookah
A.
able to get the pick as well. Does run out of
One
bullets.
enemy remaining.
And a Sova with 3k is able to shut down the push again. From
Last
Shah's
round in the
unchecked
half.
angle, the Jet loses the life. Jet loses one life to the unchecked angle and causes enough distraction for Sova to clean up the Phoenix in the open. Sova will spot out the push from short. Reyna is able to get the pick on this hookah push from Phoenix.
You will not kill my ally.
The Sage wall and ult is invested, but this wall means that they will no longer be able to push hookah. The KJ is able to pick up the Odin, gets 2 kills on sight. Now, the Reyna misses the initial shots, and looks like the rest of the team, however, are hitting this A site. The Sage is still on site and is able to hear and see this push. The attacking Sage, however, doing the same, is able to spot out the rotations. The Jet in heaven
Last player standing.
is able to take a pick, and the Omen with a quick collapse ensures that
Switching sides.
there will be one round.
Sage did have a good position there, but she gave it away.
Indeed, a 10-2 half in favor of Dinos and Hunting. A great half on this map now. Attacking power in terms of Dinos and Hunting, they definitely do have Arena. For the initial push, they have SOA for information. KJ and Sage both ensure that a good post plant is guaranteed. And the Brim, as always, with the smokes and the mollies. The attackers will be choosing to hit a shot. The Brim left alone. In showers now. Let's see how does this go through. The Sword are able to spot the Phoenix. The Brim now will be walking on showers into the Omens. Crosshair. Then Reyna is able to get a kill. Gets 2. Now the Omen
Last player standing.
timing has it and is taken down. The corner is not checked, and the Sage's the attacking Sage will be able to take down the defending Sage. That is 11-2 in favor of Dinos and Hunting. Dinos and Hente now trying for this B side. The KJ turret will spot out the hookah push. Defenders jump to TP and are quickly traded. It's a 4v3 in favor of the attackers. The Sova will spot out
Out of charges.
the KJ in hookah. The Omen now walking on the side. Spots the Brimstone and
Spike
is able to
down
get the pick.
B.
The defending KJ is also able to spot out the Reyna. Attacking Sage gets the pick on the Omen. The nade is destroyed and it looks like the bomb will be secured by the attackers. A 2v2, but the health bars on the side of defenders not looking too
30
great.
seconds left.
Recalling my bot.
70 health in total,
Spike planted.
but guns on the board. A flank coming through from the KJ.
One enemy
Sova will be
remaining.
spotted in new halls, but does not get traded. The dart will spot out the KJ, and that will be another round,
Gun here.
bringing the attackers to match point on 9.
Match point.
That was a good rotate by the attackers. Well timed and very efficient at the end. It looked like they'd lose the round, but that rotate using the TP, I think, changed the whole round. Good use of the ability by the Sova again.
Indeed, good darts.
Keep them
Good use
cornered.
of the drone to push out the KJ in elbow, and match point for the defenders.
I dropped the spike.
The spike, it looks like, will be making its way to B. The KJ is on A, will use the utility, perhaps gather information. A unique Sage ward may be able to get a pick, but the sword art will spot it out. And that means that the site is
Spike down
lost
B.
quite quick. The defender is now moving up. The attackers have not planted the spike yet. It looks like the spike will be making its way back to A. The Omen is, however, ready. KJ gives away position,
Spike down A.
and that is the spike in the control of the defending Omen.
Not a great smoke by the Omen. He should have kept the smoke, the spike in his side.
30
but
seconds left.
Now they can just take it and walk away.
Let's see. The Omen makes his way into the smoke. The smoke fades away just in time.
Last player standing.
The Omen gets traded, and that means the spike will be in the hand of the attackers. 10 seconds
10
left
seconds
on the
left.
clock. And the Odin is able to secure the kill,
Gun
and
here.
that is round 3 to the defenders. Or the third round of the game for the defenders.
Even if he got that pick, he would have been pincered on both ends by the Jet and the KJ. A good flank, nonetheless.
Indeed, now in terms of economy, the attackers choosing to save, they do have rounds to spare. Defenders, however, will be quite happy with the guns that they picked up last round. Neither of the KJ turrets spot out anyone. No information is given. The SOA dart will also not reveal. The Omen again in his position. The KJ turret now will be able to spot the Reyna pushing in from showers. But 3 people on this side. The Jet from heaven is able to get the pick on KJ.
I think this is good by the attackers. They're holding well, and they lost their KJ, but
The
I
holding
think
well
they can
indeed, but
turn this round around.
perhaps it is the wrong side to hit. The Sage will be able
30
to
seconds
spot the
left.
attackers. The Sova dart just does not reveal. The Phoenix up and long is able
Spike
to get
down,
one, but
B.
it's traded out. The Omen will rotate into, will use an his ult very aggressively. Spike does go down
Spike planted.
with 10 seconds remaining.
One enemy remaining.
The Odin is able to get a pick up the elbow, and the Jet is able to clean it up. And that is round 4 secured for the defenders.
There was a good hold and
Diffuse
rotation by the
spike.
defenders as well. Well played by both, but just falling short in gun game.
Indeed, the push. Getting the spike down on a save round itself does mean that a lot of money does come through for on the teammates, and that will ensure that the attackers are able to pick up guns. The defenders, however, do have the money to spare, but choosing to go for half shields instead. Perhaps some master plan behind that.
Take flight.
The Sova drone not
Revealing
able
area.
to find anyone. The jet posted up in heaven. The defenders again committing 3 on this A side.
Cutting their vision.
The Reyna is
Still
able to
inside.
get a pick through the smoke. The Omen now forced to TP away, but turns his back around to the defenders or turns his back around to the attackers now. Sage does take the long TP. With only 2 defenders left, the spike will go down pretty easily. Phoenix
planted.
moving on to this heaven position, does have an AD
Last player standing.
gets taken out by the Reyna, and that leaves only the Sage now walled off. Sage is able to get a pick, does have the rev, but teammates perhaps too far away. The bomb is ticking away, and
I don't know
looks
what
like
she's waiting for here. She could just wall herself up and go and try to defuse.
Attackers
Brimstone
win.
is able to land the shots, and that is 13-4 victory for Dinos and Hente.
It's well played by both teams, but in the end, Dinos and Hente played well together. We saw a lot of teamwork and, well, abilities usage, very optimal, very efficient, and yeah, I think that's won them the game.
Great game from both teams, and we shall now be taking a quick break until the next game. Right, and icebox for the second match of the day. What do you think in terms of just the map itself? It's quite a big map. A site is relatively closed, whereas B site is a lot more open.
Yes, I think that and some other factors actually make this my favorite map. Yes, you can't have molly lineups on A side, but I find this map really, really interesting. There are so many things. I mean, there's so much height advantage that you could use also. Places like Omen and Jet or Raze can go and sit on top of cubes, on top of Nest, on the boxes, containers of B side, and there's so many places that you have to check as an attacker and as a defender also you have to clear out. I think it's a great map overall,
Mhm.
one of my favorites, and I think pretty good picks for this map. We see the attackers actually going with two smokes with Brim and Omen, but yeah, other than that I think the team comps are really nice. Just hoping to see how this game goes.
Ooh, aggressive push from the Jet and Tubes does get shut down by the Omen. Now the breach spots two on yellow, and it looks like the push will go through from the side of attackers.
Great push by the attackers, got the picks, and already have most of site, and they've smoked it off as well.
Sage now sitting on top of her wall, makes her way onto the top of the nest. Brimstone spots her, but traps a little too late. Sage does get traded out, and that leaves the defenders in a
Last player standing.
very unfavorable position.
That was
KJ.
amazing ability usage by the attackers, and this is only the first round. I'm waiting to see how they use their abilities going into this match.
Indeed, and most of that round came off the back of the aggressive defending Sage does get shut down by the Omen. Which means that not only is Cubes free, not only is no one watching mid or someone is forced to rotate to mid, but it also means that B side only has one person that's defending it, and that happened to be the breach who was pushed up, and that left free side. Now Sentinels looks like committing to this A side. Three defenders are on the side. The Raze nade does go through. Raze now able to get two picks
Spike
before being
down
traded.
A.
And that is the spike left right in the middle. Main.
That's a good rotation by the defenders and a good shutdown of the push.
Sage wall is committed, but perhaps that was not
I
necessary.
think that's a very poor wall. She could have walled the spike off from the attackers, but chose not to. Not very smart, but yeah.
Okay, now the Brim, or the Breach, sorry, making his way onto B site will be the first contact.
30 seconds left.
Does spot the Omen. Will use the blasting.
Last player standing.
Stop the
One enemy
plant and
remaining.
does get the kill as well.
Spike
Gets the
down
kill.
B.
Now with an Omen smoke left,
10
the
seconds
KJ,
left.
10 seconds left, Sage will be able to
Spike planted.
clear the plant. Gets the kill with the stinger, and that is the round to the defenders.
Nice work by the breach and the sage on the rotate.
The Breach, well placed blasting, gets the kill even after he's dead, and that means that it will be an easy round for the defenders. Now, gun round coming through, hopefully from both sides. The attackers a little on the back foot on this one. The defenders, however, looks like will get most of what they need. And will be a balanced round from a gun perspective. A lot of nades, a lot of stopping power from the side of the defender. The KJ, the breach, the raise.
Swarm grenade out.
But it looks like utilities popped a little early. The attackers doing a good job of waiting it out. The Sage now waiting for rotates, but it does not look like any will come through. As the attacker is still quite careful to hit this side. Sage is able to get a pick and perhaps that focus on the side. Just enough. The breach gets caught, is slowed down, is not able to get out. Raze is able to get a pick. He's able to get a third.
Spike down A. 30 seconds left.
Gets a
One
fourth as
enemy
well.
remaining.
4 picks where there is.
They're all dead? I
And
have more
the
tests to run.
round is to the defenders with a 4K for the Raze. And it looks like this time it will be a B push.
Need
The
backup.
breach sitting in a tight cubby. Does get checked, is able to get a dink as well, but that is
Bomb buddy out.
all that could be done.
Placing sentry.
Now rotations coming in from the defenders. Smoke is
Enemy
good,
down.
but the Sage is able to get a pick. Most of the defenders now waiting mid.
What do you think of that wall by the defending Sage?
An interesting wall, definitely.
Spike down B. One enemy remaining.
Ooh, but before that, the KJ is able to get 3 with the 80s. Only one attacker left now. Does spot the Sage and gets one, but gets traded with another 4K for the defending KJ now. And that's a scoreline of 3-1 in favor of JJKDM versus the Sentinels.
Yes, as you can see in the chat, Ares broken AF. What do you think of the new Ares buff?
I've been saying it from day one. The buff makes it an insane competition to the Spectre in terms of just dueling power, and on save rounds makes it a great option.
Alarm bot out.
And do you think it should be nerfed, buff, kept the same, anything?
I believe
Here.
we can already see the pipelines having taking Spectre out of the equation, and yeah, definitely keeping it as the way it is makes it a good option during save rounds. The breach now with his back turn towards the action misses out on
One enemy
what could have been
remaining.
good trades. Only one
Flawless.
perhaps little lagging a little, but that is a flawless round to the attackers. Economy wise, it looks like they are definitely very happy now, the attackers. The defenders, however, do have the money. And looks like they'll be fine. Hopefully.
Launching smoke.
The Sage Boombot gets denied, but it brings the information that it needs. The breach does go down, And it looks like another.
Stand down.
Last player standing.
Sage is able to get one pick with the Deagle now, but only one defender left. Does have the ult. Perhaps can stop the plant from going down.
Spike planted.
He's able to hear the rotates. Good crosshair placement. Gets one. Does not get the second. As the bomb goes down, the round goes to the Lions. And into game we go. Round 6. In terms of ults, pretty much all across the board. Brimstone does get spotted,
here.
but not much will come out of it. Not a lot of pressure of mid, but does get taken out from under.
Spike down.
Grim ult is
A.
committed, but one corner is left unchecked, which means
Initiated.
Charlie will definitely be able to get it. Now that is a lot of ults used for
You
just
will
one
not
push.
kill my allies.
The Sage ult comes out from the other side, and
Plant the spike.
a 4v3. But the spike, however, is left on site. A good Sage
Good
wall.
one by the Sage. I think there's a little
Watching
gap.
here.
Perhaps that gap is inconsequential, as they have no other way.
30 seconds left.
The opposing Sage does put up her own wall and is able to get across now. That is one player on site, but with one more left now.
One
Sage is
enemy
able to get
remaining.
another pick with only one defender left now.
Do not fight us.
And a great 4K from the attacking Sage ensures that they win the round. The amount of ults that were invested in that round.
Yes, first we saw the KJ ult and then two of the Sage's ults also. And
Indeed.
also Ray's ult.
A breach ult was also used from the defenders. And a very ult heavy round from the side of the defenders. The attacker is able to hold on to most of their ults and secure the round as well. That is 3-4 in favor of the Sentinels against JJKDM.
It was actually very interesting. The defenders did everything they could, but in the end just fell short again of just pure gunplay.
War raised.
Again, we've seen this defending Sage's wall. The Odin not able to pay its dividends, quite a costly gun. And it looks like the attackers will be able to make their way up till yellow.
Placing swarm grenade.
KJ does go down, but not a lot that will be coming out of the arena. This is as good as
Spike
one any. The Sage, however, is able to get some. Defenders are able to shut down this somewhat haywire push.
Last player standing.
A good Brim ult from the attacking Brim, but not enough apparently, as it leaves the attackers in a 1v2.
One enemy remaining.
1v1 now. The Omen does not have the spike, but neither has a head now. Good defense from the side of JJKDM, and that equalizes the score to 4-4.
We are seeing very interesting ability usage on B side, and it's very heavy. And on A side, it's more of gunplay and stuff.
As one.
Like we mentioned before, just the sides being built differently in terms of the amount of cover that is there, the amount of open areas, the amount of angles that you need to check. Definitely A side does favor greater gunplay, as we see the Omen just snipe out the defending Brim, and it looks like it will be smokes and a good attack. A backstab, however, from the defending Sage is able to get a
Spike
pick.
down A.
You should run. Okay.
The attacking KJ now drops the ult. The defenders will be forced out of this site. A 3v2 in favor of the attackers. Empress used by the Reyna,
One enemy remaining.
but perhaps not be enough. The spike left all the way behind in sight. The Sage is able to get a pick.
One enemy
Spots
remaining.
the Reyna with
30
her.
seconds left.
And now the attacking
No
Sage.
charges left.
20 seconds
No
on the
charges
board.
left.
Does have the ult.
Your duty is not over.
14 seconds left on the board
Spike
as the
planted.
defending Sage
One enemy remaining.
is up for a significant round. However, the attacking Sage will take nest and will shut down.
That would have been very impressive if the Sage had clutched up, but that was great 4 picks by her. And at the end, again, like I said in the start, there is a lot of height in this map. And the attacking Sage using that to her advantage, going up and nest with the ropes and taking the Sage down.
Indeed, but even after that, the defending Sage, quite a blow to the economy from the side of the attackers now. Losing so many guns, losing a Sage ult as well. And perhaps caught a little off guard. And the race just fall down in tubes. Now all the defenders clubbing up towards this mid have not chosen a side yet. Reyna will lurk, perhaps along with Omen. The defending Sage is able to spot this push up B. Does get taken down, and as the rest of the defenders are making their way over to this side. The Omen, however, moving through kitchen is able to get a pick, and that
Spike
leaves
planted.
the defenders
Last
in
player standing.
1v5 situation. The Omen, great positioning coming from it. A good 4 kills. And that is around to the attackers, 4 to 6.
It was well played by the whole team. There was good patience by the Reyna and the Omen, and good flanks. Altogether, a great round for the attackers.
Indeed, choosing to send their 2 teammates up through mid, up through this A side, perhaps to catch players off guard, to get some flanks.
Safety's off.
And it definitely paid off. The Omen with the 4K. Now the attackers again choosing this A side. A lot less reinforced this time with only 2 players on it. Looks like the
No
Sage
charges.
will be able to spot the push coming through. Is able to live. The Raze ult gets one, the Raze nade gets another, and the game will go back to a 5v3 from the side of the defenders. Quickly turned around back to a 3v.
Last player standing.
3v1
Spike
it would
down
seem.
A.
The defenders now in control of the spike. With the KJ turret just proving its usefulness. As good as a 6th player it seems. Great crosshair placement by the Raze, and that will ensure the 5th or the 11th round of the game goes to
Last round before the switch.
GG Gideon. Serena now lurking on this A side. Does for the turret, but gets out. The breach sitting in the cubby gets taken down by the op, and that leaves a very vulnerable B side. The KJ not quick enough and does fall. A 3v4. Breach ult will be used on the nest
Brim
and
ult.
kitchen area. Brim ult will be used on the nest and kitchen area. Footsteps are heard and the defending Sage is in a very favorable spot. The Reyna, it looks like, will not spot her just yet.
Thirty seconds left.
Ult used for info from the attacking moment and only 2 defenders left now.
One enemy remaining.
Looks like the Reyna will be able to catch the one moving from spawn, and that leaves only the Brim. He does get taken down by the op, and that is 5 to 7 in favor of the center.
Switching sides.
Interesting half. We saw a lot of ability usage on B, and I mean, there were so many players getting 4 kills altogether. Not seen an ace yet, but I think we will.
Yep, you're definitely right. This might be the game. Both the teams and a lot of the players showing or coming so close to the ace. 4 kills. Multiple times now. The Omen will take a fancy spot here on top of this B area. That's get taken
Down.
out. And that is a great start to the pistol round. The defending Sage again pushing out too far through tubes. And it looks like Brim will give up kitchen control. Perhaps walks out too far for his molly. Now the defending KJ finds a way into sight, but the Raze now just missing her.
Last player standing.
However, is able to get the kill, and that is the first round to JJKDM. 6 to 7 the scoreline.
There. There.
Ooh, the Brim just missing the breach up on this boiler area. I don't think he saw him go back into tubes. Breach able to get the pick in tubes now. And another pick up on this A side. Reyna now making her way up to rafters. Quite low, but does have a chance to get a pick. Misses the first few bullets, and that will be just the
Spike
defenders
down
game now.
mid.
2 defenders left on this mid side.
Spike planted. Last player standing.
Spectre is able to connect. The deagle shots don't, however. And perhaps that will be the equalizer that we need. 7 to 7 on the board. JJKDM with a quick 2 rounds after the first half. The attackers now making their way up. Another defender falls on this A side. Breach again, we saw him get Duke's control and fall back again. He is hurt by the bomb. Will be spotted and the Spectre is enough to get a kill. The Brimstone on the site gets another one with the Deagle now. The defenders with a numbers advantage don't have any site control just yet.
One enemy remaining.
Sage is able to quickly trade. And as both the nades pop, the Omen falls down. The defending Sage, however, able to get the pick, and it looks like the defuse will go through. That is round 8 for the defenders. That leaves the scoreline 7 to 8. 8 for the Sentinels and 7 for JJKDF.
Well played by the defenders for the past 3 rounds. They've been playing really well. Last round, good entry on the site and good picks.
Here.
Cutting their vision. Still in sight.
Arena now in copy. Spectres not enough. The blasting from Breach will secure the kill, and the attackers now making their way up onto this B. Omen's able to spot the Sage. Bullets do not connect, and another defender falls on site as well. That leaves 2 defenders walking through mid.
Spike planted.
Bomb grenade out.
Perhaps a little too late. And with no ults on board, it looks like this round will also go to the attackers. Spectre, good for 1. The Brim now trying
Last
to
player
stick
standing.
the swing from the yellow, and the Sage with 3 kills secures the round. That is 8 to 8.
Hey, nice work.
Good
Hey,
utility
nice
usage
work.
again on B side by the attackers.
Hey, nice work.
Indeed, quite a close match for this bracket one that we are watching right now.
Smoke's down.
Smokes do go down, but the defending team seems to have abandoned mid somewhat, as the attackers now do get Tube's control. It is walled off, however. 3 attackers are able to make it across below Tubes now. Breach stuck slicing at the wall. Ray's now making her way up into this kitchen with
Spike
only
down.
Brimstone
B.
left on site. However, the Spike is on the other side of the wall. And
Last player
2
standing.
defenders are watching the Spike. And that is the Brimstone down. And 9th round to the defenders. That round, however, felt quite poor from the side of the attackers. They did have a good plan. Their idea somewhat worked. They were able to get mid control. They were able to push into orange, but not much was done other than that. Now, a lot of these ults coming online.
Launching smoke.
Attackers choosing to hit this A side now.
Careful.
We see almost still rotate by
Ooh,
the
a
defenders.
great shot
Spike
from
down
KJ.
A.
Okay.
Engineer killed.
Now the party stopper able to get one. Sage is smoked off. Does spot the gun barrel, but not quick on the trigger. Reyna, good for one. Is able to get two as well.
Spike down A.
Dismisses out and the
One
attacking
enemy
KJ
remaining.
does come through. The AD is good for one, but not good enough as the defenders are able to shut down their push and a lot of ults invested from the side of attackers. The Raze ult invested, the KJ ult invested, but they do have the breach ult online and the brimstone ult coming up in 1 point. The defenders, however, ults ready all around the board. Perhaps this is the round that they need to get the lead.
There's a good
prisoners.
shutdown by the defenders again on the attackers. I think that 1 or 2 picks change the whole round.
Indeed, now the attackers do have the guns. Perhaps not enough pressure by the breach just yet. As I say that, he is ready with the ult and able to hit 2 on the side. The defenders forced to abandon site now. With 5 attackers on site. The Brim,
Open up the
The attackers
Brim
are
ult.
aware.
Seems like Brimmer did more damage to himself than the attackers. The spike, however,
Spike
has
down
not gone
A.
down yet. Reyna does use
Player
Empress,
standing.
however. Unfortunate angle means that the attackers will be able to take this one. And the plant finally coming down. Again, what seem to be great pushes from the attackers, they are not converting it into the spike plants fast enough. They do have a good post plant in Brim and KJ, but choosing to follow their last round now, going up to this A push. Weapons are plenty from both sides. KJ turret does go down now. The Reyna able to make her way onto boxes, but not enough. The Ares good for
Spike
one,
down A.
denies the spike plant. The orb does fall to the Spectre and the defending KJ ult does come through.
Got them all.
And all the players from Detained
Last player standing. One
quite a
enemy
fumble
remaining.
actually
Spike
from the
down
defending
A.
KJ. Should have just taken her shot while she had it. Now, perhaps this costs them the round. The attacking Brim now.
30 seconds left.
Molly's his entrance perhaps got himself stuck in a hard
Jimmy
place,
can
but
hear.
20 seconds left on the clock. He does have the
no
guns
idea what
around
he's
him to
doing.
upgrade.
10 seconds left.
10 seconds left on the clock. The plant does not go through, and though what seemed to be quite a throw from the defending KJ, the Omen is able to convert and secure into the 11th round for the defenders.
There. There. There.
And the mid push is what the attackers have decided on. The scout up on this heaven does for the defenders a good sage wall. Again, they do have yellow control, or they do have orange control this time. It is all about what they can make of it. The spike plant does go down quick this time,
Spike
and
planted.
as rest of the defenders are stuck in the snowman area. The Reyna, quite a ballsy play, jumping down. The Sage gets one, gets traded. That is a 3v3 situation, but the health from the attacker is definitely low. The defenders now are able to spot the spike.
Blinding.
The breach in
Last
somewhat
player
of a good
standing.
position. Perhaps throws it away too fast, and that is the defuse for the defenders. Brings them to match point. 9-12 the score in favor of Sentinels versus JJKDM.
Match point.
Going B. Placing sentry.
Again, looks like a B push is what they have done. The Omen now sitting in yellow does have a good smoke, but perhaps only lets them cross.
Spike down B.
The Reyna able to get the spike carrier through the smoke.
So,
Ooh,
Waze
the
was
Waze.
that instantly shuts down the flanking Brim and KJ. Not great by them because they were in the vicinity of B main itself.
Prepare for
Not
hellfire.
walking.
Spike down B. One
Sage able to get 3, 4, and that is the round.
defenders win.
Great play. Again, a 4K to secure the round. And this match goes to Sentinels. And Sentinels feeling quite comfortable now at the top of the board. 3 wins and no losses. And this will be the nail in the coffin for JJKDM. Great play from both the teams. However, JJKDM will be walking home. And as we go on to the next match, which will determine the finalists, Sentinels now quite happy to take that position. The next match will be Clutchmasters versus Hente and Dinos, and their winner will go against Sentinels for the finalists of Bracket 1. And into game 3 we go of Haven. Dinos and Hente versus Clutch Masters for a spot in finals. This will be the semi-finals match for bracket 1. So talk to me about this map. Talk to me about the teams. You know,
Well, this is obviously a huge map. The only map with 3 sides. Um, Team selection is looking pretty good. A little surprised to see Astra, but otherwise, yeah. I mean, you do need smokes, and not an ideal choice. Me as a player would have taken Brimstone or even Omen, but yeah. B side again, you can't have mono lineups, and you will see excessive use of, I think, abilities on A, and not as much on C, but yeah, and we will see a lot of gunplay also
Placing
on
swamp grenade.
this map compared to other maps, I guess, because it's a very long map. There's A long, there's C long, and a lot of corners also you have to clear. So yeah, I think this will be a more gun extensive game than Icebox was. Okay, waiting to see how this goes.
interesting. I disagree with one point of yours, being that Astra is not a good smoker. I think Astra is definitely an ideal smoker. She has the range, she has the ability to do more than just smoke for the team. She has a lot more utility, and as we can see here, the ability to place
Blocking with
smokes
concealment.
basically everywhere on the map. I believe that's why she is definitely the ideal choice for a smoke character. Um, that being said, we see the utility on A side being cleared by the attacking
Placing
KJ
swamp grenade.
and
Placing swamp grenade.
placing her own. The Hermit was taken down on this C side, um,
Headshot.
and the defenders are quickly taking control of the site with only 2 attackers left now.
One enemy remaining.
With only 1
Last
attacker
player
left
standing.
in a 1v1 situation, and it looks like the Reina
Good
will
3
be
picks
able
by
to
the Reina.
clutch. Great 3 picks, good knowledge of the KJ utility by both the teams. The attacking team cleared out the defending KJ utility before planting the spike, and the defending team cleared out the attacking KJ's utility before defusing the spike. So overall, yeah, just being aware of all the utility that can be placed. Both these teams, it looks like we are in for a treat. And yeah, the attackers, well, a lot of guns coming out from both sides this time. And it looks like it will be somewhat of a mid-focused push. So what out a little short, not be able to reveal a lot. The Jet now will cover the Astra, but Spectre definitely better at doing the job, and it looks like the seaside will fall quite quickly to this.
Swamp grenade. Swamp grenade out.
Spike down. C.
The Sage now able to get a pick through Garage. The spike will go down. A 3v3 situation, but both the sides have Sage. Okay, a defender down goes down from CT.
It's a good nade by the defending KJ.
Last player standing.
The Sova is spotted. Unfortunately, the Ares does not connect, and the Sova secures the round. That's 2 rounds to the attackers. Again, like you
One second, peeps.
said
I
before
gotta
the
visit the Astral to place some stars.
like you said before the match started, A side was definitely a lot more ability focused, whereas C side is a lot more gunplay focused. At least in this game, we are able to see that while hitting C side, they were more focused on landing their shots than trying out fancy tricks. Standard mid wall does come through. It looks like the attackers are just shuffling around mid and C. KJ now is able to spot one up in garage at least. Spots the Sage on mid, hopefully. They might be making their way to an A push.
Concealment.
Smoke's down.
The Brimstone already on site with the Sage now. The Brimstone and the Sage both fall, and the fight will be given over to the
Spike
attackers.
planted. Last player standing.
The Bulldog does not connect, and the defenders unfortunately not able to land their shots. And it looks like it will be the third round of the game to the attackers.
It was well played by the attackers. A good push on their end, all of them together. Yeah, good use of abilities as well. And yeah.
Indeed, and again this long fight on C long, always being taken quite early by the attackers now. Let's see if Phoenix is able to put a stop onto this. A quick peek just to see. And it looks like this time Sage Wall will be taken out quite quickly by the attackers, and shifting their focus onto this garage and C push. The Vandal does connect,
You should
and
run.
it looks like C-side will be taken. Perhaps KJR not a necessity, but enough to drive out the defenders and get a
Spike
plan down for
planted.
sure. Now a 4v5, 5 in favor of the
Recalling my
attackers.
bot. Bot coming back.
One of the attackers does go down, but
One enemy remaining.
it looks like the flank or the backstab will also be taken care of. The Brimstone able to get one. Might be unaware of one behind him now. Footsteps do give it away. The first shots do not connect, and the Astra is able to live 5 health.
Actually surprised to see
I should
that
play some
Robert isn't
Astro stars in
connecting
this reality.
his shots this time. Last tournament, if I remember correctly, he played Phoenix on this map and he was absolutely devastating to the opponent team. But this game, he hasn't been hitting his shots, and I hope that changes for him.
You are divided.
Perhaps a little time is required. Of course, the save round now coming out from the defender. Jet ult invested into this round. Astra ult also given for an easy push into side. The spike goes down, and the Astra ball should drop any minute now.
Lock the site.
As it does, all the attackers are now 5 strong, moving back into their position in the long.
It was a good Astra, but all
Sage
the
now.
defenders are up in one position right now.
Sage now aggressive.
That's done.
KJ is able to get one.
Standing.
The Sage walks through and gets 3
Oh.
just walking
Gets
around
4
them.
picks.
And that is the first round of the defenders. All over the power of the Ares and walking into the attackers. Interesting round indeed. I feel like the attackers could have played the post plant a little better. They were all a little grouped up, and given the defenders had only Brimstone. I believe the KJ was already down, so the Brimstone Molly was the only option that they had. still unafraid, and unfortunately,
Great entry, but they could not hold the side well at all. They were pushed to one corner, and that was very well done by the defenders. Not great execution, but that Ares spam helped a lot by the Sage.
indeed, the Sage quite the powerhouse to win that one. And we move on to a push from Garage and A side. Looks like the Jet will not be spotted by the Sova drone just yet. The Jet able to spot few of these attackers at long, and the Sage now with one catch. Unfortunately, it does go down, and that leaves 4 defenders. The KJ somewhat in range for her utility.
Ah, tear it down.
Reina now spots the brimstone on the tab.
You should run.
Still in sight.
30 seconds left.
The Hermit or the Phoenix does fall on the seaside, and they are forced to give up the site now. Looks like a little bit
Last
of
player
bait is
standing.
being
Spike planted.
placed, but maybe that's not what they wanted now. Only Alpha on this KJ. Left him Garage in a 1v5 situation. Does not have the ult. Maybe does not have the
He's
ping.
also lagging a lot.
Flawless.
That's spot one, but looks like that will be a round for the attackers. Economy wise, the defenders in quite some shambles, but looks like a little bit of technical issues. Overall, 3 maps I think adds to the fun, or 3 sides adds to the fun of this map. Just the difference that is needed. Usually, B side is untouched by most attackers, since there is a quick shutdown from both sides. Having the C link and the A link to deal with, plus perhaps flanks coming in from mid window. I think A and C are the go-to sides for most attackers.
Yes, each side does have 3 entries, but I think B is an unplayable site for the attackers because it's so closed. I think that's one of the factors that you can't really have molly lineups, or smokes aren't as effective as when it comes to, suppose you smoke A heaven, then there's absolutely no visibility, but then when you smoke
Recalling my
B,
bot.
you can just flash and push through that smoke.
Indeed, that is true. Smokes and initiators definitely very important on this map. The amount of things that you need to care about or keep in mind while moving into a site, a lot of angles or a lot of cubbies on this A side, on the C side as well to clear. And it looks like a stray Cajunade sitting on top of the tree. Will be someone lost, but
Okay, wait, he's back.
it looks like our players are back and moving. And back into the match we go. healthy buy from the side of the attackers. The defenders
Alarm bot
still running
out.
the 80s.
I think the Ace has suddenly become a very viable option. It's not as expensive as Abandon or Phantom, and can get the job done. And even if you're just spamming,
Indeed now. An early KJR, but I don't think there's a lot of options there. The Phoenix ult not giving them the information or the kills that we were expecting of it.
Spike planted.
The Sova shots now, I think quite hard. The Jet on the flank does get spotted by the KJ utility, and again, great Sova shot. Sage now able to get two spots out the rest of the team up and down.
Last player standing.
They do get flattered
Last
by the
player
KJ,
standing.
and it is a 1v1. The Bulldog, not enough bullets, and that is the round to the attackers. 6-1 is the scoreboard in favor of the attacking side, Dinos and NITK.
You know what to do.
Barrier created.
Again, the standard mid wall from the Sage now. Perhaps this Jet is able to spot more than one. So what drone does come through, and that is enough to deter.
Here.
Now the Brimstone does have the ult. The defenders are clumped, but holds on to it for now, as looks like the Phoenix will hear the rotates. Who does go down to the Astra.
My ultimate is ready.
Interesting that the Astra chose to clear that angle actually,
You should run.
but the KJ ult does go down.
Spike down.
Sage
C.
does try to trade one,
Oops.
and it looks like
30
the
seconds left.
Brimstone ult will be enough to neutralize it. The Sova dart going through now, but not enough information.
they don't have enough time to rotate. They should just push B right now.
15 seconds left now. The
10
KJ
seconds left.
placing whatever utility
Last player
is
standing.
possible, but it looks like plant will go through.
The enemy was punished.
And the attackers somehow are able to pull the round back with just a couple of seconds remaining. That is 1-7 now, the scoreboard. 7 in favor of the attacking Dinos and NITK.
I should probably place some stars in the astral plane. Oh. I should. Oh.
Turret out.
This defense, it just
Watch
seems
and
like
learn.
there's perhaps just a few cracks, but the attackers being able to hammer on those and get the picks that they need.
I'm not seeing a too strong attack or defense, but the defense just falls apart really, really quick once they have the information that the attackers are going to one side. Then everything gradually just falls apart for the defenders.
Ooh, the
They
Jet
should
perhaps
just hold a little and play.
too quick on the trigger, misses out the chance of getting the pick up in long now. The attackers moving up mid.
Scanning ahead.
The Sage Ball did go down. Now Sova with a great kill. Sage will get 2
Spike
kills
down,
and deny the
B.
plant.
Here.
One enemy remaining.
Down.
The Reyna now
Last player
healing
standing.
back. The Bulldog does not connect. In a 1v1 situation now.
30 seconds left.
And it looks like Reyna will be able to get the picks that are required. 3k on the round and secures it for the team. Again, the
That was
defenders
a
were so
throw
close
by
to
the
winning that.
defenders. I
What
thought
went
the
wrong
2
there?
kills by the Sage would have turned the tide of the round, but I'm not sure what went wrong. There was just 2 or 3 people picking the same person and not looking at the other person, I guess.
Defending Sage gets the picks that were required, denies the bomb plant. The bomb is now on site. Unfortunately, they're not able to hold on to it for as long as they wish they had. Reyna now pushing up in this garage. The Jet does spot her.
Need healing.
The Reyna now alone, but indeed does get taken out as there is no
Engineers down.
help from the team now. Rest of the team up here. The Sova commits ult, but not much out of it. They do have the spike, but seems like they still want to try to hit this C site. The defending team still not fully committing to this A rotate. You can see a lot of them still waiting around in the garage, waiting around on B, and the spike still
30 seconds
in
left.
the C-long area. Astra's stars now
Blocking vision.
will perhaps
Obscuring
reveal.
vision.
That was good by the defenders, good patience and good holding, and now that patience is just might pay off.
Indeed, as you can see, the defenders
10 seconds left.
still
Last
here. The
player
carries
standing. Spike down. C.
proving
And it does.
what it does, and indeed that is the round for the defenders. The second round, their second round of the game. 2-8 the scoreboard, 8 in favor of Dinos and Henty, the attackers, and 2 for Classmasters. Now in terms of buy as well, that has taken a lot off the shoulder of the defenders. Now they do have some money to invest in the guns that they need. The attackers, however, perhaps enough for another round, another buy. And again, leaving one on the seaside. The Sova drone does go through. Does spot out the Sage. The Sage does go down. Just push.
You are divided.
You should run.
And 2 ults are committed.
Nice ult, nice 2 ults. It's a good combination.
Spike planted.
Indeed, the Astra ult does ensure that the push goes through and the KJ ult deny. At least for some time, the ability of the defenders to get it out. The Jet, unfortunately, is not able to land the shots with the knives, but
One enemy remaining.
gets the Vandal,
Last player standing.
runs out,
Clutch.
and again the Ares just holding on this game by 30
Last
XP,
round
and
in the half.
all these rounds are just so close.
Should I place some stars in this reality?
Almost the round for the defenders. Good retake timing. The Jet ult does go wide, but the rest of the team ensures that there are guns in hand, and even with that, unfortunately, attackers are able to swing back, and they will be hitting the C site now. So perhaps not getting the dart that he needed.
Looking at the economy here, the attackers won so many rounds, but they still have almost the same credits as the defenders, just showing that how much abilities they've been using throughout the game. Pre-plant and post-plant.
Indeed, now
And that's got them to
You
win
will
those rounds.
not kill my allies.
the Phoenix up in C now, finally showing wonders. Now the Jet sent for the flank to catch these rotates. Again, a little too quick on the trigger, I think. Misses out the opportunity. And looks like the attacking team will now be looking for A.
Smoke's down.
Grim smokes do come through.
30 seconds left.
KG utility is dealt with. And the plant
Spike planted.
is secured.
Good shot there by Summer.
Now you can see the attackers
Careful.
have spread quite thin. Astra is quickly traded and the 2v2
One enemy remaining.
L is checked and that leaves only the Sova up in the short. I don't think they are aware of
One
this position.
enemy remaining.
And the Sova again
Never
able
give
to
up.
convert this 1v2 into the win for his team.
Switching sides.
And that is a 2-10, half 10 in the favor of Dinos and Hende.
That angle has gone unchecked so many times, and just during this game, I think twice or thrice, if I remember correctly. Once by the defending Sage, and now by this Sova.
Indeed, that angle definitely needs to be checked. Well, hopefully the attackers are now aware of it and will take care of this. Because there does seem to be an Astra waiting near the angles that have cost them a lot more rounds than they want. Great.
Oh, amazing dart by the Sova. It's all 5 minutes.
Perhaps it's too early into the round, but that dart definitely nets Astra kill. Gets traded, unfortunately. And the Sova also does fall. The Sage now making her way onto site.
Spike planted.
The defenders just trying to play with what they've been given, using their utility.
Enemy down.
KJ is able to pick up a kill. The turret now acting as a sixth member almost in these pistol rounds. A 2v2, but a turret on the side
Last
of the
player
defenders.
standing.
The Brimstone is able to catch. KJ is
One enemy
swinging.
remaining.
The Sage gets one.
I will not die here.
But the Phoenix is able to secure the round, and that is the first round to the attackers.
What do you think
I'm
of this
saving.
map in terms of attack or
UIB
defense
fam,
heavy?
going to Astral to do them Astral Guardian things I do.
What do you think of this map in terms of is it attack or defense heavy?
Well, given that there are three sides, the defenders definitely have to spread thin. So, on paper, it definitely seems like it would be attack favored. However, again, that does come down to the utility usage by the defending team as well as the attacking team. How much utility are they investing into one side, and how much of it would they be willing to sacrifice for just trusting on their aim and trusting on their instincts, I guess. Rotation is definitely very important in this three-sided map. And the defenders moving their way up to this A side now. Sova is on site with just a pistol. Does somehow manage to live through all that. Sage is
Spike
able to
planted.
pick a kill as well. And while the attacking team does have the plan,
Launching
the
smoke.
defenders with a man advantage right now. The Sova arrow spots out the Phoenix, but it looks like his ult would quickly be neutralized.
Placing sentry.
Does give him a heal though. And now only 2 defenders
Player
left.
standing.
And a quick pull out. 4 kills for the KJ,
Bomb grenade out.
or 4 kills for the Sage. Secures them the round. That is 4 to 10. 4 for Clutch Masters and 10 in favor of Dinos and Hitting.
I think without the flank, it's quite impossible to play retake on A side, because once A heaven is smoked, you can't really do anything from there. And without that one flank option, there's only CT where you can enter to, which which can be used by the attackers in so many ways that they cannot enter the side by so much ability.
Careful now.
Again, like the abilities and just how well you are using them in sync with your gunplay is what determines whether your attack will go through or whether your defense will be strong. Now again, the standard mid wall by the Sage will break any moment now, and the attacker slowly creeping up. The angle does go unchecked. Unfortunately, the bullets do not connect, and the plan does go
Spike
through.
planted.
The attacking KJ, attacking Sage now, able to get a pick up here and long as well. Yes, neutralized by. Does get neutralized by the Reyna now. The Phoenix quite stuck in a hard place, honestly. Does go down now.
One enemy remaining.
No charges left.
Sova is able to get one, but does get traded out, and that is
Bot
the
coming
round
back.
2
Bot coming
attackers.
back.
4 rounds in a row now.
I got money. Need something? Placing alarm bot. Placing swarm grenade.
The attackers now just kind of waiting around this lobby area. The defenders as well. Just a wall across. The Sova will spot 3 now, and it will give an opening to the
seconds
attackers. Again, just this flanking Sage seems to get so many picks.
Last player
KJ
standing.
will spot one but does get traded, and that leaves only a defending Sage. Does have the revive. Phoenix Wall. Maybe. Was not enough, unfortunately. But 6 rounds to the attackers now. Looks like a comeback. Money again very healthy on the side of the attackers.
Let's come back indeed.
I got enough time to go into the astral form?
The defenders also able to get a few guns, but looks like they will be forcing this one.
Revealing area. There they are.
The zzrat spots out too.
Pulling them in. Obscuring vision.
And as one defender falls in C long, it looks like C will be taken by the attackers, and that is the C set. Now the defenders are creeping up, but in a 3v5, perhaps opting to save this one. As you can see, they are all falling back. Willing to give up this round. They do have a couple of more rounds to spare. And that will be round 7. To the attackers now. 6 rounds in a row.
One second, peeps. I gotta visit the astral to place some stars.
The attackers again now just holding this A lobby. These A pushes into rotates have been working well for them. Great shots. He's able to convert it into a kill now.
Bomb grenade out.
Joke's over. You're dead.
It looks like the Phoenix will be using the ult. Does get taken down by the turret, however, that does mean it's a full 100 health back to him. Sage now still in mid, not pushing up to catch these rotates, but it looks like these rotates will be coming to her. The KJ now left alone in mid as the rest of the team walks up towards the C.
30 seconds left.
It looks like revive will be used by
Spike
the Sage.
planted.
Spike does go down, and the round is back to a 5v5 with his Spike on the floor. Sage now holding the heal out does cost her her life. A good Phoenix Molly ensures that defenders are not able to go through. Quite an awkward Sage wall. the defenders are able to get on the side. Phoenix does swing out and the defenders are able to catch. All of the attackers, unfortunately, it looks like the spike will go through, and that means all the guns lost from the side of the defenders and round to the attackers.
War raised. No charges left.
Siege indeed not doing what it was supposed to, but the attackers are still able to secure the round, and looks like they have their sights on B this time. The flash does come through, and so does some utility.
You should run.
The KG ult is popped, and that
Placing swarm grenade.
ensures that these attackers or the defenders will not be able to come through, and the attackers have a free sight, at least for the plant.
Initiated.
Counter KG ult now comes.
Goodbye.
KJ is able to spot the Phoenix. The Astronaut perhaps a little too early. The Jet is able to get 2. Runs out of bullets, but
One enemy remaining.
gets 3 as well, and that is the round secured by the attackers.
Last player standing.
Somehow, in all the chaos, the Jet was able to go through and get 3 kills.
It was quite interesting. We saw heavy ability usage on site. No one could see anything. Everyone is probably very confused about what is happening. And it was so much chaos, but I guess well handled by the attackers at the end.
Indeed, the Jet dashing right in is able to kill the diffuser and get 2 other picks after that. Definitely ensures that the attackers have the round. Good ult usage by the defenders, unfortunately. Too much going on site,
Right here.
and perhaps they let one slip through, and that cost them the round. 9 to 10 now. 10 in favor of the defenders, 10 in favor
Take
of
flight.
Dinos and Vente, but a strong comeback coming out from Clutch Masters. The Sova will be able to spot out one on side, but it looks like they will take the arch control, while the rest of the defenders are on this A side of the map. KJ is able to spot one, does get
Spike
traded
down.
out.
C.
You will not kill my allies.
Sage ult does go through, and that makes it
Barrier created.
a 3v5, 5 in favor of
30 seconds left.
the attackers. Now the
Spike
defenders,
planted.
3 strong.
Revealing
Sova
area.
was put up, but it looks like he was not able to catch anyone. Now only the Reyna left,
One enemy remaining.
and it looks like the flanking Sage perhaps good only for exit frags, not even. As the Brimstone is able to get the kill, and 5 attackers come out strong. Evens up the scoreline to 10-10 as the attackers get 9 rounds in a row. This looks like a slow start to the round for now. KJ does have the utility set up in garage. The Phoenix just scouting up C long. Does have the ult now. Here's the KJ nade pop. And the rest of the team are slow rotating towards A. The Astra will be able to spot out
Spike planted.
the plant go down, but Sage Wall does come through and
Scanning ahead.
that leaves only Heaven as the best option. He's able to spot one on site.
Stim beacon down.
Right there.
Jet able to get one, but gets traded. The Phoenix now able to get two with it, and perhaps delay
One
the
enemy
defenders long
remaining.
enough. The Sage gets the other two, and that is the round secured. All the attackers.
Last player standing.
Very well played by the attackers on that round specifically. Great job of getting the site and holding for so long.
I should play some Astral Stars in this reality.
Turret out.
Alright, looks like we will be taking time out. Again, this map, we always do fall back to the map. But as you were talking about the Hermit and his performance in the last tournament, this tournament definitely a little slow on the start, but pulling out the Phoenix again on the Haven. A lot of these ults definitely showing that he has the potential of opening up sides, of opening up plays and getting picks for his team. The defenders as well, perhaps a little bit on the losing streak right now, hopefully not demotivated. Having gotten a healthy lead, score was 10-2 as the halves changed. Now, as we rightfully said at the start, it is an attack-sided map. Having three sides does spread the defenders thin, and not only the defenders but also their abilities and what you can do to stop the attackers from running in. So hopefully as we get on with the rounds,
Turret out.
we shall see more of this and hoping for an overtime match. KG utility is placed up in this garage. As again the attackers have been playing this slow for the start and seems to be working very well for them. Sage now splitting a little from the team as the timer hits a minute left. Neither of the teams have made a pick or a move. The KG turret will spot out the push up here in long. The nade just short.
I think the defenders can pull this one off just by time if they play this right.
30 seconds left
30
and the bomb
seconds
is now
left.
making its way to A. The Reyna will spot the bomb. He's able
Spike
to
down
get two.
A.
Still in sight.
Gets 3 as well,
Three
and
picks for the
perhaps that
Reyna.
is the shutdown that is needed. 2 attackers left now.
10 seconds left. Last player standing.
The Brimstone now stuck between rock and hard place as the ace does go over to uncertainty on the Reyna. The first round for the defenders in a long time and a great round overall. Individually, the Reyna definitely carried this round basically. Stopping the push, stopping the rotates, and able to follow up and finish off the game.
Scanning ahead.
Not much happening again. The defenders playing it with patience and the attackers playing it slow. The flanking Sage is able to get a pick. Looks like the Brimstone does have a little clash with the KJ as well. And
30 seconds left.
perhaps they choose to take on the side.
Spike planted.
Spike does go down on B now. The KJ is able to get a pick.
Enemy mark.
Does try to check the corner, but perhaps crosshairs not where they should be. The Jet does jump down from her position up on
One
the
enemy
Jet.
remaining. Last player standing.
Comes down to a 1v1.
Oh,
Sage is able to take
I
it.
thought the Reyna would win that fight.
Definitely. Garena misses the initial shots and that
Match
means
point.
the round is secured. Bringing the attackers to match point 12-11 in the favor of the Clutch Masters. Guns from all around the board now. And again, in terms of ults online, the attackers do have the ability to revive a teammate. They do have the Jet ult and the Brimstone for a guaranteed post plant. And the defenders again playing it slow, playing for time. We've seen it work more for the attackers, but there was a round where the defenders did pull it off. Now the attackers moving too long. Brimstone might maybe used a little too early, but does net them the pick that they need.
Spike
Sage
down
now
A.
denies the plan. And the KJ ult does go down.
Spike
Defending
planted.
KJ hopefully. Able to use this to her advantage. Now, the Astra does spot the players
Well divided.
walking through the shot.
Comet on
Gets
1
pick.
HP.
Does have the wall to heal.
One enemy
Flash
remaining.
does go through and that is the diffuser down. And that is a great round for the
Attackers
attackers.
win.
Oh man, I was
Seems like they just took it off. That will be
That was an amazing comeback. I've never seen a team come back like that.
indeed Clutch Masters
That
now
was
going all the way from 10-1 was their lowest, all the way to 13-11. An amazing comeback. Great play from all the teams or all the team players all around. Unfortunately for NT and Dinos, this means that it is the end of their run as the Clutch Masters move in for the finals, which will be held at 7 today. And the comeback is definitely real. The next match now will be Bracket 2 finals at 6, followed by Bracket 1 finals at 7. Bracket 2 finals being G2W versus Freshers 5, and Bracket 1 finals being the Clutch Masters versus Sentinels. Sentinels who have gone undefeated in their run in this tournament. So we shall now see you at 6 for the Bracket 2 finals.